Pisces, how are you doing, darlings? How are you going? I know I haven't seen you in a while. I've been doing so many other readings and I haven't come to you. But guess what? I'm going through a real deep healing with all the signs that need healing, okay? And the first card coming out is patience. You've been waiting patiently. You've been pushing through something. I've been holding off on your energy. I've been holding off on your energy because I know you're going through stuff, yeah? Something to do with a relationship, something to do with a partnership, something to do with synchronicity. Yeah, you've been waiting. You've been waiting for someone to prove themselves to you. We done a reading about this. If you're staying with me, then we're tapping in again. You was asking for this person to prove themselves to you because they kept saying that they were going to change and they were going to be exactly what you needed. And they were acting like that you was the one pushing them away. And it was a really draining situation in the past, wasn't it, Pisces? Where I was just kind of saying, this person, if they can't fucking get their act together, give them 3 months. You're going to have to leave them. So go back through the Pisces readings, find out which one that was. But it was like me saying, you've got to let them go, or you've got to give them a warning or something like that, because they were really pissing me off in the energy. Because you work so hard all the time. You're working your ass off. I feel like you're a little bit scattered in the mind. As soon as I come here, I don't want to sit down. I feel like you don't want to stop and listen to me. Pisces, give me a chance. Sit down, put your feet up. Furthermore, pause this shit right now. Go and make a tea, a coffee, a hot drink. Go and have a fucking fag. Go and get a drink and then come and join me. Take a minute. Take a load off. Let me do the work. Let me dig into your mind. Let me help you clear these stresses and triggers. Let me tell you what I see going on with you subconsciously so you can find your way out of this situation, all right? Come on. You're not listening. You want to listen, you don't want to listen. I don't know if I've got the time. I don't know if I can be asked. I don't know if I want to bother with the hermatologist today. Come on. Sit down. Give me a minute. There's stuff I need to tell you. This is serious. Yeah? I know you're frustrated. I know you're upset. I know you're just like, fucking hell, I don't want to listen to all these fucking readers anymore. Telling me this, telling me that, confusing me in the mind space. I fucking had it with a lot of them. I think you've had it with the world at this point. Someone's having conflicts with their mum at this time. Something about your mum, you feel like she never really loved you. Wow, we're going straight in there today, guys. Fucking hell, guys. Yeah, you're sick of it. I think someone's had a conversation with their mum saying, I don't feel like you've ever really loved me and you've ever really been there for me. You don't know what love is. You don't love yourself. How can you love me? Something like that. Something like that. Or you're the mum that's received that. Fucking hell. Let's have a look. I can't. New beginnings. Yeah, you're having a new beginning now. You're done with whatever this bullshit was. It's been weighing on you for too long now. Too long. Too long. You can't go on like this, okay? You got to be able to be yourself, yeah. You've been, like, you know what self-love is. You've studied for it for a long period of time. You've been exploring it for a long period of time. But there's been something in your life that has been blocking it from happening. And I do see it as a mother figure, I do. Whatever your mum's told you growing up that stayed in your head, whatever you've kind of focused on and believed in. I also have the reading out called The Side Effects of the Red Pill. That when you wake up from the matrix, when you go on a spiritual journey, when you really step into enlightenment, you get shoehorned into a corner. It's also called shoehorn, the shoehorn story. You get pushed into a corner and you get forced to ascend. You get forced to see your inner child wounding. You get forced to see your traumas and triggers. You've been praying a lot, Pisces. You've been trusting in, a lot of you working with Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael. Yeah? Some of you Indian as well, Native American, Native Indian roots here. Some of you high priestesses, some of you tarot readers and clairvoyants of your own, some of you mothers of several kids, some of you difficult relationship with your father. Your father's been in prison, your father's been in jail. You've been writing letters to your father to heal, or sending money to your father. In my head, I also got alimony, so I don't know what that's about. But you are spiritual. Spiritual, not religious. Spiritual views that are not what everyone else follows. You're fine with it. No one really bothers you about your spiritual faith and religion. But it's been hard for you to get here and just own it, right? Some people do think it's a little bit airy-fairy, don't really take it serious, but that doesn't really bother you. You're focusing on what you're doing. You're drinking from your, like, in my head, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So I'm looking at a relationship that you was in where you was helping someone out all the time. Giving them a chance, you're giving them money, and all they do is spend it on shit. All they do, you're giving them a house, you're giving them a roof, you're giving them opportunities, and they're just taking advantage. And they're scared to really step out and level up. And you're scared of waiting for them, and you didn't want to let them go. You felt guilty for it, but goodness me, you know how freeing it is to just take a risk and move away from them and do it on your own. You know if you do it on your own, you're going to be way better. You're stronger on your own. You're happier on your own. When they're not in the house and they're not around you, you feel amazing. When they are around you, you start questioning your morals and integrity. Am I doing the right thing? Should I be doing this? Their voice is in your head. Their energy is so close to you. You're so highly sensitive at this time. You wonder why your energy is off all the time and you're scrambled and unsure. Someone's in your energy and they're throwing you off. Intuitively, you can tell. You question whether or not you've got mental health issues, if you're okay psychologically, if you're having some kind of issues, psychological issues. You're not. Whoever is in your energy, right? They're doing something mentally, energetically, subconsciously, and you're picking up on that unconscious radar, and it's like telepathy. You're hearing the feedback loop from them, and they're telepathically filling your brain up with all this shit that ain't true, and it's just a burden to you. When they're not in the house, right, you could both be in the house, you could both be sitting on other couches, but for some reason your brain's transmitting differently. You're irritated, you're having all these heavy overbearing thoughts. You never have that. The moment they leave and they're gone, peace, quiet, solitude. It's like, the moment they come back into the house, get into the bed, chill out with you on the sofa, you're not even talking to each other, you're just watching the telly, but your brain is there again, in that heavy vibration, all these thoughts. And you're like, what the fuck? Why does this keep happening to me? You for ages you kept thinking, no, it's me, and my brain is off. Why do I keep, my brain's just racing? I'm so scattered, I can't sit still, what's going on with me? You're picking up on their energy. You're picking up on their brain matter. And mentally, in their mind, they are scattered. And when they come close enough to you, they get to transmute that onto you. They get to project that onto you. They feel better in your company while you feel burdened in their presence. Yuck. Yucky, 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 yucky. This has been going on far too long. You need to get away now. You need to be on your own. You need to be, when you notice things like that, yeah, and this is the hardest thing for me to do. I've been teaching people all of this stuff for ages, and I always get worried about it because I'm a hermit and I'm happy to be alone, and I know not a lot of people can do that. But I've got to say what I see here, and the truth of the matter is, this person is a fucking burden. Anytime you get near them, your brain is fucking racing. You're not sure if you're coming or going. You can't be around people that make you question whether or not you're fucking mentally ill or not. Your well-being disappears. How can you be doing all this self-love and all this self-work, and the moment that you go out for drinks with your mum, the moment that your partner comes home and cuddles you on the sofa, you're like, fucking hell, my life's burdened. I feel shit, I feel depressed. Suddenly, their whole aura is all over yours, and you're confused about whether or not you're coming or going. It's not even your energy. It's nothing to do with you. It's their trauma. You're with people who are not doing the inner work. Imagine you've been on a spiritual journey for 6-7 years and you're around people that ain't done a day's work of spirituality. Yeah, they might pray with you. Yeah, they might meditate with you. Yeah, they might go to church with you. Yeah, they might read a fucking card or affirmation with you, but they ain't done the real work, because none of that's real work. Fake woke is a thing, you know. Fake woke. There's a whole woke community that are not conscious, you know. All these people throwing crystals around, putting it around their house, whipping out a bit of sage, reading a little scripture, screaming spiritual. But they ain't done the inner fucking work a day in their lives, and it's reflecting in their mind matter. Yeah, you're committing to yourself now. Well done, you. You got to gamble here, because you got to take a risk with this manifestation. You're a little bit scared to do this because you're a little bit stuck. You're like, I don't know if I can really break through and not rely on any of these people and do it by myself. But you've been so unlucky in your life because you surround yourself with people who don't know what self-love is and don't do the work. Over and over again, yeah? I feel like you might have been neglected as a child, and you may have been recently rejected for an offer in something. A new job, a promotion, or opportunity, something that was available to you. Even a friend could have emailed you and said something not very nice. Hard-hitting words, rejection, denial, rejecting your offer or something. And when you look at it, or fine print in a contract, when you look at it, you realise, wow, that was a blessing in disguise, because there's more that you're meant to be doing. Yeah, luckily you didn't marry this person either, because I feel like that was a potential thing that you could have done. But now, dearie me, brand new beginning as well. If you didn't have kids with this person, lucky you. I see you moving away, and I see you getting someone new. I see you having a child within the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, you're going to have a child, potentially twin boys. I see someone who's going to have twin boys and a little girl within the next 28 months. Yeah? You're gonna have twin boys first, and then you're gonna go back and have a girl, and I think then you're gonna call it a day. This person that you're gonna be with, also money, loads of it. And then they're rich, they're wealthy, they work hard, quite long hours. They could be into like investment banking and stuff like that, but I see them in the kind of corporate lane, like really white collar posh kind of job. But I see you really pursuing financial abundance, not from this man, but this man seems to walk along your path whilst you're ascending and getting this money in, and then suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, something comes in, there's an opportunity, an event, something that you go to, and this love just comes out of nowhere. And initially you're like, oh, I'm not sure. You go to his house, you have some kind of invitation where you go to his house. It could be other people or just you, or a group setting or something like that. But once you go to his house, there's something in his house that is literally your house. Like, imagine, oh my God, the vision's so crazy. Like, I'm getting your energy feedback into me, and I feel your reaction as I see the energy. Imagine this is what I'm still being shown, and it's so nice. I love these moments in reading where you've walked into this person's house, he's invited you around. It doesn't feel like it's a personal date. It feels like loads of friends are coming around, and it's like a soiree. Like, I'm so posh and extra, but it feels like some kind of soiree is going on, and it's like a garden party. Everyone's coming around, everyone's in and out throughout the day. It's kind of an event. You go to this event with this guy. I don't even know if you really know him or not, or if another friend's invited you and you've just ended up there. Either way, somehow you've ended up at this person's house. It's a gorgeous event, and you go into one of the rooms, yeah? And I swear to God, it looks like your room. It looks like one of the rooms in your house. It looks like this person has just picked up your fucking room and put it in their house. And in that moment, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Where am I? Who is this man? Who is this person? What the fuck is going on here? Because even the feng shui and the layout of the room, it's yours. It's yours, it's your house. Like, that's so weird for me to say. But you've just walked into someone else's house and gone, this is my house. This is my room. Like, I have this, like, it's not even like you have this shelf or you have this desk or you have this furniture. You do have some of these books, I think. It's like artifacts, I want to say archetypes, like cultural stuff. Spiritual, the whole layout is literally something you've seen in your mind for yourself that you've manifested. It's your life in front of your eyes in this room, whatever this room is. And you're like, what the fuck? I can't believe what I'm looking at. And then from there, it just kind of sparks off. And the conversations I had, and the truth is revealed, because the truth that truth reveals is a hard sword to yield. You can't deny what you're seeing in the now moment. And I don't know how the conversation unfolds or what kind of happens, but it is noticed, it is known, and wow, does your future look bright? Wow. Pisces, that's really nice. I wasn't expecting that. Look what happens when you tune in and you stay around with a hermatologist. We get some juice, because you didn't want to stop and sit down and listen to this, did you? Has that given you a moment in time to reflect and unwind and let go of whatever this mother burden was? Because that was bothering you in this X energy here? Whoever this was in your way? This friendship that you were tethered to that wasn't working, and now you're aligning to your destiny, and now your future looks bright with kids and love and all of this beautiful new home energy. I mean, wow. Just don't, like, when you get the opportunity to go to a house party or a garden party at someone's house, go for it. Because whoever's house it is, they look like they're your fucking counterpart, your soulmate, your destined other. Yeah? And the moment that you step into that room, you're not going to want to leave. Like, I feel like crying, because I feel like you're going to be so shocked at what you see when you walk into the room, because the room it's your room. I've never said anything like this in my life in a reading. You go to someone else's house, yeah? I want to cry my eyes out, because I feel like this is someone's really big love story. It's like, whoa, it's shocking for me to read this. But you go to someone else's house and you're allowed to just walk around. It's like free roam. You're just doing what you're doing. You're walking around. You walk into this room and immediately it's your room. You know it's your room. It's your room. It looks like you've designed it. You've made it. It's yours. This is your house. This is your room. What the fuck? This is my room. This is my actual room. Why is my room in this man's house? How did this room get here? Who designed this room? Who bought this furniture? Who decided to do this? There's a conversation that's going to happen because of this, because you need to get to the bottom of it. And you're like, hold on, who is the owner of this house? Where is he? I just need to speak to him for a minute. And no one's even going into that room. No one's even gone in there. No one even bothered by it. Everyone else is outside, drinking, doing what they do. No one's fazed by this room, right? So I feel like there's a window of time where you say, can I just have a word with you? I really want to ask you some questions about this room, because this is really weird for me. And then you get into it and you explain it. And I mean, the similarities, the alignment of where the pieces have come from, and the fact that he actually decorated this room and what he actually uses that room for is alarm bells in your mind that this is significant. And I can't even read his energy at this time. He's very nonchalant, I get. You're not seeing anything. So I can't even see if he's receiving the fact that you're really seeing this as something, or if he's just not taking it in at all. But whoa, do you know that this is... Everything in the room is literally... You created it. It's weird. It's like you're stepping into a reality that you already created in an earlier paradigm, and now you've gone back in time. So it's that kind of shit. Yeah, sounds mad. That's why I'm still here trying to decipher it, because I can't get over it. You've gone back in space-time. It's the episode of Flash. You've gone back in space-time and you've made this room. Then you've come back in the now moment, and now you're seeing the room that you made in the past in the present moment. And you know you made that room. He's saying he made that room. You're like, you didn't make this room. I made this room in an earlier paradox, fam. This is my room. This is actually all of my furniture. Why have you got it? It's so sus. And your life changes in that moment. I can't even see... Like, I see you having kids and set them down. I don't know how far down the line that could be. Could be, we said 24, 28. So stuff happens, but I can't see anything else in your love story with him. But I see that you leave that event in absolute awe, not even of him. You're like, I don't see any kind of major sparks or chemistry or, you know, that loving moment where you're like, oh my God, you must be the one for me. Oh, we're in love. No, I don't see any of that. But I see profound insight and wisdom and understanding of universal law and the way the world works and energy, because you know that's your room. You don't understand why it's in this fucking guy's house and how he's here claiming it's his. Sounds really egoic and stuck up as well to be like, bitch, I know this is your house and you don't know me, but this is mine. Where you get all my shit from? This is all of my paradox. How are you paralleling my shit like this? Like, because God wanted you to see a bit of this. God needed you to see the elements of this. He's got books that you've got, artifacts that you've got. It's your room. I swear to God, it's your room. I'm going now, guys, but I'm freaked out in this vision. I don't want to leave it. Because you don't want to leave the room. You don't want to go back to the party and engage. Because you're in your room and you just want to sit down and read the books that are in your room. You know? Sit on the little rocking chair that you've got in your room. You're looking at the coffee tables and stuff, and you're like, oh, I miss these coffee tables. You actually miss the stuff in the room because you know they're yours. And you feel like you've just been reunited with a part of your soul that you've lost for ages. It's like, it's your furniture, it's your favourite rocking chair, it's your favourite books. I mean, your favourite ornament on the shelf. I don't know how you know it's your favourite. You know it, but you know it's yours. There's a little bit of you that feels somewhat offended as well, because you know it's yours and you don't understand what it's doing here. This is really highly autistic stuff as well. You know when kids on the spectrum go off and they start taking stuff and this is mine. You're like, no, darling. This is not our house. And the child on the spectrum knows, no, this is mine, fam. And they start going off when we're talking about ADD and ADHD and all that stuff. It's because these kids on the spectrum are travelling across space-time. They come from other parallels and paradoxes. They're in flux all the time, travelling through the different dimensions. They know. That's why they find it hard to slow down and communicate and get the words out, and they speak in all these different kind of languages because they're moving through space-time way too quickly. Whew, Pisces, I'm out. I'm leaving you with that. I don't even want to leave now because I want to stay in this room. Where did this room come from? And who put all the stuff in it? Why are they positioned in this way as well? It's the feng shui in here that gets me most. It's the feng shui of it all. How you doing this? You're saying you done this. Even if you said it was an interior designer, I could feel a little bit better. And I would call the interior designer and get some kind of background on where they got this ideology from. But now you're telling me you just done it on a whim, on a standard one, and this is your favourite room to manifest in. Who are you? Allow me. Are you mad? Like, it's so awakening and it's so lovely. And I'm going to leave you with that. It's gorgeous. Really exciting vibrations coming in for you, Pisces, and I mean, in 28 months from now, you're gonna have 3 kids. So goodness me, take a break and rest right now and relax and know that the future looks bright. And if you resonate with this, obviously these are general readings, so don't come at me in 28 months screaming, "You were wrong, hermatologist. You were wrong. You're a liar. You're not real. I'm unsubbing. How unfair. You promised me a dream." These are general readings. You should be able to read between the fucking lines, darling. Okay? Personal readings are available upon request throughout the seasons. Link in the description below, okay? Love and light, Pisces!